Mario Kart is one of Nintendo's most iconic series, featuring popular characters such as Isabelle, Zelda, Kratos.
It's Kratos!
The series spans from way back in 1992, when the original Mario Kart was released, entitled Super Mario Kart, which ended up being a massive success, spawning 15 sequels, 8 of which were major home console games, 1 of which was an enhanced port, another of which was a mobile game, 4 of which were arcade games. The hell have I even called this? The point is, this series is popular. Mario Kart is always one of the main games released with a new Nintendo console, and it's almost essential that each new console has a Mario Kart on it, even if it's not a new one. Nintendo even put Mario Kart on. Oh, hey there. You caught me playing on my Nintendo phone. What would happen if Nintendo urgently needed a new Mario Kart so quickly they didn't have time to develop a new one? That's right. I'm talking less than 8 years here. Well, they'll just port the last one? It's similar to school fire drills. Nintendo's always prepared. Nintendo got themselves in an interesting situation with the Wii U. They believed that the console would coincide with the Xbox One and PS4 throughout the entire console generation. The Wii U, as we well know at this point, was not successful at launch. Nintendo dropped tons of IPs on it: Mario Kart, 3D Mario, a new one in Splatoon, Zelda, and more. It got to a point where the games were the reason the people were buying the console, which isn't normally Nintendo's thing considering how quirky and gimmicky they try to make their hardware. Owning a Wii U was simply the downside to playing Mario Kart 8. Now, this puts Nintendo in a very, very interesting situation. Their console was failing, and the only way to save it, games, wasn't working. To save their company, they had to do something drastic to make sure they didn't turn into a Sega, simply developing games for other companies' hardware. They had to break the console generations. They literally released a console just directly in the center of the console generation, which actually completely offset them to current day, where we have the PS5 and a tablet. The Wii's legacy lives on to this day. Okay, so we've got the solution to our console problems. Now, what do we do about our games? Well, the answer there was mostly just port them. Breath of the Wild was initially going to be Zelda U, or a Wii U exclusive Zelda, but that release coincided with the Nintendo's new console plan, so it allowed them to release it as a launch title. Other early games include the sequel to Splatoon, which isn't extremely revolutionary when compared to the first. It was just really a way to get the IP on the Switch. They didn't want to kill it off that quickly, because really, I don't think this game exists if the Switch didn't interrupt console generations. A new 3D Mario was hinted at the first look at Nintendo Switch trailer, and there were questions about several IPs such as Pokemon, but a question on everyone's mind: what would Nintendo do about Mario Kart? Mario Kart 8 released in 2014, just 3 years prior to the release of the Switch. And because it was such an unplanned event, Nintendo had not been actively working on a Mario Kart 9, for example, or just a new Mario Kart game designed specifically for the Switch. This problem really shows why sticking to console generations is so important, and why a console's ability to maintain a solid lifespan could spell life or death for a company. But as I mentioned earlier, Nintendo did want a Mario Kart on all their systems, even sudden and unplanned ones. So Nintendo released an enhanced port of the original Mario Kart 8 for the Switch called Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And for what Nintendo was working with, they did a fairly good job. They included all the courses, characters, and features from the Wii U version. They revamped the battle mode, which was a massive complaint among the Wii U community. They included all DLC from the Wii U version with the $60 price tag of the port. They added double item slots, which was a very interesting addition, as well as things such as amiibo compatibility and the ability to play docked and in handheld. Obviously that comes with the Switch. The game, however, at its core, was the same game. And this begs the question if the price tag was worth it, which is a common question with Nintendo games these days. The reason it was is because of how few people played the initial game. Nintendo could easily sell it as a practical new game because nobody owns the Wii U and actively played Mario Kart 8. Plus, the crowd that did were the diehards, and they would buy anything, which includes a Mario Kart port. Because of this, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe took off in the sales market, quickly becoming the best-selling game on the Switch, ahead of games such as Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, and the game has retained this crown to this day despite a close run-in with Animal Crossing last year, and the fact that it continues to sell today helps us answer the question of why Nintendo absolutely refuses to make a Mario Kart 9. They understand that a lot of the people who own the Switch aren't these pure Nintendo diehards that are like the people coming from the Wii U, and still buying the games on the Switch. Most of them are casuals that play off and on in their free time. Now, do you think it'd be easier to sell this group another Mario Kart for full retail price when they already own one for the system? Or do you think they'd rather purchase a cheaper expansion for a game they already own? And I think that answer is very simple. This is just a situation of Nintendo understanding their audience. In a way, it alienates the diehards who have been waiting for 8 years for a new Mario Kart. But from the business side, Nintendo is handling this brilliantly.